I think we should start. We are broadcasting now through microphones. If you want to turn those on so that we can record. We have a technical problem, but I did hear from Jeff Smith, and the only one we hear, and Sue said that she would be late, but she was going to try and make it. She had a shot. But I hadn't heard from anyone else now. So let's go ahead and proceed, and we don't really have a lot of official action on the minutes or the agenda, but that's still the discussion. Because we have to have, we actually need one more board member to have we have to have just one more than half, is that right?
I don't know. But it has to be a vote, that's okay.
Stephanie to the rescue.
Didn't I tell the meeting to order with not enough people?
Well, maybe you grabbed this and I took yours.
You have steps?
Meeting.
The gavel.
I've always wanted the gavel.
Okay, we can go.
You have a four, don't you?
4 out of.
How many are in your board normally? Not including you and them.
Question?
What you have, Jim?
8 or 9.
I don't know.
Yeah. Mary Everson doesn't count. Brad Zimmerman. And Nikki hasn't been here. And Steve Morgan. And Stu. So Jeff, Sue, Steve, and Brad are missing. 4 missing, and 4 here. Right, I said we had one more than half. So we'll have to recognize
So you
that.
don't have to follow the order or take any,
Yep.
you can't take any action. You're
I worried all day for nothing.
all that stress and.
So do you want to review the festival entertainment updates?
Yes,
Start with
I
that?
do. We'll hold off on that.
Jen, that's you.
Okay, well, good. Jean has 5 o'clock, and but I will just make a note to the things that you should have with you. There's a full page of notes, minutes from our July meeting. You recall that discussion was more about the update of the decorating, festival, farmers market, and then Kiki had some considerable input about just awareness, what was going on, and then we went into the executive session, which we don't put the minutes on those. So that's the one sheet. The agenda is the other one, and I wanted to give you festival entertainment update. So you have a sheet like this with yellow on it. Okay, some of you may be aware of this, some of you do not, may not. I'll jump right to it and I'll come back. Well, no, I won't. I'll get an order, and you'll probably notice. Tuesday, the James Valley Community Business Festival Week, okay, 25th. Our festival officially starts at 4 p.m. on the 26th, Wednesday the 26th. Okay, and we go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5-day festival with the carnival. We have a full carnival coming with Gold Star Amusement and the Featherstone family. He was actually coming this week. He was going to come yesterday from they're at the Sioux Empire right now. And if anyone goes there to see the, Sioux Empire Fair, kind of check out what they're doing. I asked him about sanitation and how they're doing that, and they have sanitation just like you'd expect at every location, every ride, every game. But they're also asking for personal, take care of yourself. Right? That you're responsible, the parents are responsible to make sure their kids are safe. But other than that, they don't have anything special. I asked about kind of the spacing, they have some signing stuff. So I would be interested in how much of that they're doing, and I'll ask him those questions again when he's here. But he wanted to do the walk around, but we're all set up as far as location from 6th to 9th Street. There will be nothing south of 6th Street. So the intersection right out here by the scoreboard and Jones Supply, okay? all of those vendors are going to be north. We're very happy to say that we've secured the Casey's lot, the old Casey's lot at 7th and Main on the west side, and Betty's got 7 vendors going in there. So we have done a trade out for a small sponsorship and some tickets. So basically, I have the logo from, well, it's Matt Dorr who owns that. I have his logo in my file, but basically we'll get his logo on his sponsor, on their sponsor stuff, okay? And we'll give him some tickets, and he'll be listed as a sponsor. So that's good. But 9th Street, we'll actually have through street, or no through traffic, and people will be able to come south on Main Street, turn into Slumberland, turn into Napa, turn into TMA, and go to the laundromat. They won't be able to get to Graham or an auto bottle specialist. So going to Slumberland is better than last year. Last year that was blocked. We're directing traffic for Graham to the east with signage, and then to the south down Waller, and then into their back driveway. So met with them, had two good conversations. We're going to trade out a small sponsorship for that inconvenience and help him out that way. Because we know that we're literally shutting off his front door for traffic. And then we're going to do some fencing. Not as much has been done in the past, but enough to keep the foot traffic from walking onto his customers' vehicles after hours, that kind of thing. So we feel really good about that, and Featherstone has plenty of room to set up the rides. With the new space at 7th and Main, all of our vendors have good exposure. No one will be hidden or tucked away. And our food vendors, we're full. Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, all of our vendors are full and paid, and we have one. Mini Donuts will be in the same place at 6th and Main.
So will Main Street between 5th and 6th be open?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Main Street between 5th and 6th?
There will be nothing on it, but the street will be blocked.
Okay.
We don't have traffic coming up and having a U-turn around.
Right.
I would have no issue with that personally, but that's just not how they do it. Because if there was an alley, they could certainly come halfway, but there is no alley.
Yeah.
You'd have to do illegal turns to turn around.
Remember, we can do U-turns in town now.
Really?
We changed our ordinance, now you can only do it where it's not prohibited.
On Main Street, I'll keep check. Because the 5th and Main parking lot will remain open for the whole festival, for concert goers and for the restaurants and things like that during the day. So we feel good about the setup. That part's good. So Tuesday, it's like, what's going on Tuesday? They close Main Street in the morning and they start to set up. The James Valley Community Center has always had a dance the week before festival, or that night of festival. The last 2 years they've done this. And they're at a stage 2 of opening, which means they aren't hosting any community events in their, in the James Valley Community Center. So I go, our musician's going to be in town, so we're going to do that dance there. So we're going to move over to the Corn Palace. We'll be set up on the stage with their band. It's this Texas Jammers group that we've been working with. I'll get more to them about them later, but we'll set up round tables with 8 chairs each, kind of like a wedding dance setup. We'll leave the middle of the floor open for dancing on the basketball floor. Tables and chairs on each side. You can get about 300 on our tables and chairs on the floor with plenty of space in between tables. So related groups at tables. Okay? Think of 60 related groups. That's how you want to look at it. We have 60 round tables now. And of course, all the soft seats are available. Okay?
And how many do they usually get?
200.
Okay.
175 to 200. They'd get more if they had the room. So this may be something we can do. Normally, obviously, festivals setting up in there,
Right.
but this year it works. Okay, Wednesday, of course, this is the Oak Ridge Boys show that moved from March. 700 tickets sold, right at?
Right at, yeah.
That's a rental to us, okay? It's created a little bit of angst for Nick and Betty, and not so much for me. We added Sherwin-Linton to pull some additional folks in, add some value, because it's moving outdoors. That was a $60 ticket. That was his price, not ours. We reduced, when it went outside, we reduced it to general admission only. We sold no more reserved seats, $50 general admission only. Bring your own chair. As you know, we're going to move the concerts outside. Well, for that demographic, that has not been a pleasant experience to handle those calls. Many have literally either demanded their tickets refunds, threatened a lawsuit, and some are understanding. And we talked with the promoter, but honestly, last night at 6, 7 o'clock, he's wishy-washy going, well, maybe we should move it to the spring. I said, okay, if you're thinking of doing that, it has to be canceled and rescheduled. We do not want to deal with these folks that are going to say, you're going to keep my money for a year now? I may not even be alive then. Honestly, it's been that bad. So he did not reply to me today. That was last night at 7:30, 8 o'clock, I guess. So quite honestly, if he either runs with it the way it is, we try to promote it to, get 1,000 people in there. Because remember, we have this stage coming, outdoor stage. And part of that is he's paying for 1/4 of that stage. And if they're not here, I still have to pay for the stage, but we aren't paying for light and sound. He was covering those expenses. Well, if I spread that stage over 3 shows, it's more expensive to us. So there is a reason we would want them to have that show. But it's been a tough one, to be very honest with you.
Are you getting refunds then?
We are not giving refunds. The show is being played. It has changed, but the concert goes on.
Okay.
Whiskey.
Those people who paid $60, what do they get?
Sure, good question. We get that a lot. They expected a chair to sit in. They will get a chair to sit in front of the stage, just like in the Corn Palace. So in our parking lot, it will be fenced off, and we will literally have racks of chairs there set up with spacing, asking related groups to set together, unrelated groups to leave social distancing.
So if you were on the floor, you're going to sit.
You're going to be very similar. In fact, you'll actually probably have better seats because it'll be wider and not as deep. If that makes sense.
Yep.
So we measured that all off, and we can literally get we can get all of those $60 and $50 ticket holders that bought early in that area. Everyone that's buying and we'll know that because the ticket will say that. The new ones say general admission.
Okay.
And we'll be able to identify those and they stay for that. So we have a good plan, I think, for that, but it has been tough in the box office with that show. And now he's wavering, so I'm guessing he's checking contractually with the Oakridge Boys. And I'll force his handle tomorrow, say, you have got to, because if you're not going to advertise, that's not our show. We are including it in our things, but it's not on our radio, if you noticed. And he has to do that. He can't expect, he actually said we lost tickets since last time. We haven't found any. We gave him a report in June, July, when this was going on, and it hasn't changed. We have not given any refund.
Have you sold any?
A few, but not that.
But he hasn't advertised either.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
not this time around.
So that's Wednesday. I will say this, if we didn't want to leave completely dark, if we don't have a Wednesday show, if the Oakridge Boys pull up, okay, we could put 2 bands on our own stage. We could put Sherwin Litton and have contracted with something new who was going to play originally, going way back. We had them with Johnny Rivers, no Johnny Rivers. We had them opening for Blackhawk, and Restless Heart came back. So I talked with them yesterday, said, are you still open? Yes. Okay, we might need you. I'll know more. We would put those 2 $1,500 bands on for Wednesday night and sell probably a $10 ticket.
So it still would be ticketed.
Or it could be, we can decide if we want to do that or just have a beer garden environment. And just like a free stage. Probably would be a free stage. Since we're charging Friday night, we're doing $10. It's tough to charge for that.
So are you just trying to make up some cash for the stage?
Correct.
More than anything, but if you're charging, $3,000 for new bands and tickets and risking all of that, would we not be better off to just cancel if they do cancel?
And go dark on Wednesday?
Keep in mind.
We've done that
you can't
before.
have liquor in the plaza if you don't have some kind of entertainment going on. Because the liquor license is only valid if you have music or some event going on.
Well, does music have to be a live person?
You'd probably be pressed to do that, yeah. You have to be hosting an event. And us streaming music like we do every day, I don't think that qualifies, because it's a special liquor license. So the Corn Palace
Okay,
can
the
sell
cheap
liquor.
Or free?
Every day, and just.
I'll just bring my karaoke machine. Yeah. I'll bring Kylie's
Free
karaoke machine.
samples over there.
So again, are you saying you're thinking that rather than pay anybody, just go dark, that'd be about $3,000, that's exactly right, for 2 bands. We could do 1 band, 2,
I just worry a little bit about, we have some big name entertainers and they're backing away to try and fill that and just get 100 people to come down.
Mm-hmm. There's no doubt, it's more about having something in the plaza.
Right.
Wednesday night is a pretty quiet night, I mean, you know, it has been.
And there is no Bull Bash this year, correct?
No.
No.
So there's not that, but with the Something New crowd, they're not heavy drinkers. So you're not going to make money, well, except for Ron Kogel, but, yeah. I know, right? But I mean, it is usually trends on that Sunday. It's an afternoon though, of course, so maybe that's why, but it seems like that's the least amount of liquor sales.
I could send that out
That's
via, we can't really vote, but I could ask for input from our committee about if that happens.
Well, and what about your staff and your team and all of that? Remember, we have, Wednesday is typically not a festival day, that's kind of an add-on. Are we going to be okay there?
Wednesday's
Well,
always
to run
been.
the beer gardens and everything, we've never had a show on Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Oh,
night we
correct,
can-
yes.
yeah.
It's just been a festival, but it has been a festival day, yes.
Right.
Wednesday, but not a concert
Yep.
day.
Right.
Yeah, no, we had a concert last year, we had,
Well, I think with
Free one?
Scott,
it was.
But we-
nobody came, and
Yep.
Yeah. Jazz
Yep.
Food.
Yeah.
Was it?
Jazz
Yeah.
Food. It was Jazz Food.
Yeah.
Yep,
And it was sad, because there were nobody.
that's right.
I thought they
Well, we
were
had told, we,
Were they?
And then Thursday was a free show, we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Jazz Food was
Right.
a free show.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was one on a Wednesday, because I remember it was when Scott was here, correct? And we said we can't have that many concerts, but I think we just went ahead and did it, and I don't know.
Well, he was, I think he might have been $5,000, that's who.
Yeah.
That was that Wednesday night, I guess I don't have that in front of me, but,
I think it was Wednesday night, it was, we
Yeah.
can't do that, but I think having a live band that isn't too expensive is not a bad idea.
I could, so contractually, I do have a contract with Sherwin-Linton. Now, if the Oak Ridge Boys show is canceled, he's attached to that show. So I think I probably, yes, yeah, as part of the opener for the Oak Ridge Boys. Oak Ridge Boys cancel. Now, right now, he might say, nope, let's do it. He's got to get some advertising going though. Because he's actually paid for some that he never used because they pulled it then last March. So he's actually got advertising, I know, with that Jeff Sessions, because he told me that. He's got, so.
And what is he saying? Like, what's his group?
Well, he's the promoter. His name's, it's Big Time Entertainment. Dustin Knowlton is his name.
But I mean, no, with Sherwin. Like,
He
who,
was
what,
gonna do a Johnny Cash tribute.
Oh, yes, he's the
Sherwin?
opener.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
So could he just do just him alone?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's, I would say, like.
And he draws similar to the Something New probably. I mean, probably a little bit more. I mean, he's played the State Fair. I mean, he's in
He
the
would be
Country
more
Music
with
Hall of
the
Fame
Texas
from the
Jammers,
70s.
Because he goes down south on the circuit down south in the winter.
Yep.
Sherwin-Linton.
Yeah, he's still got a good following, and he's quite he's an entertainer. No, he's 80 years old, but
Not to go backwards, but do we have anything in the Slumberland parking lot for the
yes,
festival?
we'll have a ride. We'll have rides there. Honestly, I thought with Mike, he intended to come yesterday, and he just didn't. I don't know if they ran into issues because I wanted to walk through with him, and so he could tell me that, and I could give you a full report. But I will send that out as soon as he comes if there's any changes, because he said he wanted to rearrange things a little bit, and I just told him we have the same space we had last year, plus they only used a portion of the TMA parking lot. There's a whole bunch of room there for rides. He just wanted to keep it toward Main Street. He only had 1 or 2 rides in there, so we have a lot of space for him.
Mhm.
Not an issue at all for the festival. For
So
the,
did Slumberland charge us? for the
last
space?
year.
Not this year?
No, I traded that out for
That was
sponsorship.
great.
Yep, and we'll get to that in this, when we get to. So I'll keep you updated. I'm hearing though, going dark and/or one act. I think he was playing on Thursday afternoon inside before the Aaron Watson show, since he was staying over. Basically, he was going to do I think it was $750 for a free stage, if you will, performance, and then an opener fee. I think he was $22.50. I think $22.50 for that. Yes. So he's. Oh, that's a contract. I guess we have that, but so I will keep you updated. honestly, it's as is unless something changes with the Oak Ridge Boys. But right now, it's scheduled, and they're coming, and we're ready for them. Good question. We'll get there.
Not there yet.
We'll get there. Thursday, you can know that's the one we moved when Whiskey Myers. I'm trying to think back. Last time we met, they were still on board, correct? Oh, okay. So so we moved. Yes. It's been like that, Gene. Pretty much every day.
Next time I come back, Paula Abdul will be on there.
So Thursday will be a good show. It's a $25 general admission ticket. Western Frank, Aaron Watson. Again, now when you go general admission, it's scary because people just walk in and he people follow him well. Aaron Watson's good. We just gotta let Jen do her magic and we spread the word and get some folks over here.
You're gonna get busy last minute,
So Friday, I think you're going to be, and before I forget it, obviously we would like you all to be involved in some way, get in to watch the shows. We can use you in a multitude of ways if you're interested, because we will ticket people to the Corn Palace. Aaron Watson, by the way, it's a $25 ticket. Friday, it's a $10 ticket. So Rusty Ryerson, Forever Young Band, they play a Branson all year long, 1,200, 1,500 people at a time. So they're very good entertainers. Then they go down to the Grand Rio Valley in the winter, play. Adam Pope and the Monroe Sun Band is out of Nashville. Just an interesting story I've told a few folks is he was here about 2 weeks ago. He was on his way out to Montana for a show, and he wanted to stop in and see where things were going to be. Very humble young guy. He says, and he saw last year's brochure on my desk that had Tracy Lawrence on it. And he said, I talked to Tracy last Wednesday at Charlie Daniels' funeral. You were at Charlie Daniels' funeral? He goes, yeah, I wrote songs for Charlie Daniels. So he's a singer, songwriter, entertainer, very talented, and they're very excited to be part of this. And I think we're $3,000 combined on both of those shows. So it's a $10 ticket, but it's bluegrass, rockabilly, Bill Monroe type of music. So we're going to try to get some things on the radio and get some information out of them. A lot of social media on those guys. You just have to go find it a little bit. Okay, Saturday, big change. Saturday night, I got a call. Black Hawk has canceled their tour for the fall. She didn't give a reason. COVID related is what they said. That was our big show. That's we're expecting big numbers there. It was a $40 ticket there.
Is that something that you can get for next year then?
Yes, actually,
Okay.
I'll come around to that.
Okay.
So I said, gosh, we have until Tuesday noon to fill that, or we're going to bump Restless Heart to a headliner, and I'll fill it with something new. Who is back in the mix? She called yesterday and gave me a list. I said, and there was a list of 10 artists looking for the best one that kind of fit a Black Hawk versus completely changing our demographic. And Sawyer Brown was on that list. I asked some questions about that. They're still play a very exciting show. They're very high energy. Yep, 2013. 2013. Yep, 2013 they were here. Yep. Oh, really? Did you enjoy the show?
I think they were here outside of the festival too. They've been here twice since I've been on the board.
So bringing them back, very similar to Black Hawk from that standpoint. And cost is actually a little bit less, but we put an incentive in if they sell more than 1,500 tickets. Sold tickets, not comp tickets. 1,500 sold. So that's, and basically if they do that, then they would be paid the same as Black Hawk. If they don't, then they'd be paid less. So, and then
That's all we can sell,
some hotel rooms.
I thought,
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what we put down, yeah.
for
Yep.
COVID.
Yep.
So other than when we have the Oak Ridge Boys, tell anybody who's coming to bring a lawn chair.
Yes, absolutely. And the Oak Ridge Boys, because
Except if you're.
reserve, yes, correct. Yeah, and we'll have bleachers set up, but yeah, bring the chairs. Nick's gonna enhance those ticket seaters with a drink and popcorn too, while they're here. So we're gonna treat them well, try to get that back. If for some reason, we lose that concert, we would have to make a decision at that point. And the easiest thing would be, we'll stay dark on Wednesday. we want to do something, we can. We've got options. So on the changes, as I was negotiating with Sawyer Brown, Whiskey Myers, of course, Johnny Rivers is on for next year. He's confirmed for Thursday night next year. Whiskey Myers has confirmed for Friday night of next year at the same rate. And they will actually be $25,000 more next year than they are right now. So that was very kind, I thought, of them.
Very.
And they want to come here and play. And we have the option that Blackhawk would like to play next year. I mean, they feel bad. They want to come back on Saturday night. And she actually said, they'd be a good opener for for Whiskey Myers, too.
I wouldn't do him as an opener, though.
So I would.
Because we had him as an opener, and everybody wanted to hear more. That's why we want him to be the headliner.
Oh, say that again.
So Diamond Rio was the headliner last time when they were here, and they were the opener. So we only got 45 minutes roughly. So that's why we want him as headliner. We want to hear more.
Of Blackhawk.
They have like 20.
Of Blackhawk.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, this is getting into next year, but I think we'd love to do some kind of rock and roll type of thing next year too.
Paul Abdul, I'm down.
But
Way will sponsor.
we can combine it, but so we can talk about that. We can bring them back next year if you want. But right now we have a Thursday and a Friday headliners lined up, and potentially a Saturday if you wanted them.
So did you
Yep.
tell the mayor we are getting next year's ready to go
We,
already?
yes, I did mention that actually, and we will announce those. Those are confirmed, so we can announce those. The two I didn't confirm with Blackhawk yet because
That's the way to do
I
it.
didn't know how we wanted to handle it.
I do too.
Yeah.
And it'll be another year, obviously, when they have been here, so that's good too. Okay, so that's good. Sunday, got a full day Sunday. I'm pretty excited about Sunday, quite honestly. Right now I've been promoting this a $5 wristband all day. You can come in and do basically a cowboy gospel service with Adam and Amy Pope. Same guy that's playing Friday night. Him and his wife also do music, but they do gospel shows. Again, very talented. Their band comes in 10 to 12, and we'd like to promote that as a gospel service. And the setup will be the same. We'll probably leave tables and chairs on the floor, but they actually would perform on a stage in front of the soft seats. In that situation, we would simply block off every other row and then ask people to spread out in those rows. Does that make sense? Because we're forcing everyone to be in the soft seats for that gospel service. Then we'll open that up from 12 to 3. Robert Ferguson is going to be he's a musician, country musician, but he's going to also do beginning to advanced country dance lessons. I don't know, but I'm pretty excited. We have some mops and brooms.
There you go.
And then,
I'll nominate Nancy. She'll go.
and then from 3 to 6, this is Becky Livermore. Is her name? It's Barefoot Becky, and I think it's the Ivanhoe 3. They're out of Iowa. They're a polka band. And she's done polka all over. They've been shut down this year for obvious reasons, but she's thrilled to come up here with her family and do 3 hours of a polka fest. So we're hoping, and she actually draws. She has a pretty big social media following. We actually think we're going to get a pretty good draw for these folks. Yeah. Other than Sue, who doesn't have a partner, she'll be meeting strangers.
You just leave them hanging.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's,
Yeah.
you go with the ones you come with. Okay. Type of thing, right?
Susan, who'd that be?
You don't stray. You stay with the one you came with.
And then, as I've mentioned before, James Kropinski from here in Mitchell he's got a wonderful group of musicians that are in the South Dakota Country Music Hall of Fame, coming to play 6 to 9. So we have a full day, literally 11 hours of music and entertainment. And I'm kind of wondering, we're going to do $5 on Tuesday night for the JVCC dance, $5 wristband on Sunday. I mean, is that? I thought they'd come to the gospel service, come back for polka. They can leave and go.
Yeah.
Does that sound really fair?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yep.
we could feasibly get 500 people in the door easily that day. And that helps us pay for some of those entertainers, because there are some expenses with hotel rooms and obviously some payment to those folks. Nothing huge for any of them. Like Adam and Amy Pope are staying in their trailer at the campground. you know? So I think there's, for both things, I think they're $2,000 for both him headlining a Friday night show and doing Sunday. So.
So do the JVCC people get some money from Tuesday night?
No, that's the Corn Palace show. Yep,
Okay.
yep, and we'll have
Oh,
a,
I saw it was at the Corn Palace,
Yep.
but it says JVCC.
yes, nope, same thing. Yep.
I just wanted to.
Since we're hosting it, yeah, we would just take tickets at the door. So, that is our lineup as of August 3rd. And I have to tell you, it's every day I get an email or a phone call, I cringe a little bit, wondering, we're trying to hold this together a little bit. Good news is, the rides at the Sioux Empire have been busy from what I saw in the news. I saw what Houston Speedway had there on Sunday for entertainment. You know, and our vendors are full. Our vendor space is full. So those are all good things. And we've got some low-cost shows, quite honestly, with Friday night, for example, and Aaron Watson and some of our openers. So feel pretty good about what we've got right now. Any questions about that? Obviously, I'm going to reach out pretty frequently here over the next 4 weeks as they're coming up on festival for any support you can lend. And we're going to talk more about that. So that's kind of the festival update.
Is there still entertainment at the state fair?
Just the bull ride?
They're having tractor pull, I think, bull ride, and then they have the beer garden free. I think it's,
Oh, they are doing a beer garden?
yes,
didn't know.
they're doing bands on the grandstand.
I didn't know.
That's their beer garden. But no big name shows. Like,
Huh.
Sioux Empire has 38 Special, I think. They have,
Hairball?
yeah, they had a hairball. Yep. I didn't hear how many were there.
So are you doing the fair this year, or are you not doing the fair this
The carnival?
The inside here,
year?
Tuesday night.
Oh,
Fair.
like the county fair, produce, things like that. Well, to be honest with you, yes, we would love to, need to. It's been not something I had been able to spend a lot of time on, but we do want to do that. Yes. So I need to,
When will that be?
That's Tuesday night.
yeah, it just, well, it's kind of it comes in, yeah, it comes in during the day on Tuesday, I think stays through Wednesday, Thursday. I was involved with it as a board member, but I have to kind of do a little research and see what they did. Did it seem to go okay last year? I mean,
Yeah.
it-
It's always, it's usually the,
Yeah.
yeah, what, it's usually, 6 o'clock we start judging?
Mhm.
okay,
Tuesday night?
I will,
We till about 7.
And Ron and I are on the cookies and bread.
For dessert,
Ron and I get all the food.
yeah.
Don't put the pie out so long.
Yeah.
we will have the expo.
There are some very dedicated people who like.
Yeah.
Well, and I know, I mean, I judged that for a number of years too as a board member, and it was a ton of fun. I enjoyed it myself. And, you know, at that time, there's more produce coming in and things like that, so.
I wish more people knew about it,
Okay, well,
but that's probably not a big,
Get the word out to Achievement Days, you know, all the
Mhm.
volunteers will be involved in Achievement Days. I think that would be one way to spread the word, and maybe.
that is a good idea. Because this year, a lot of them didn't get to do public displays. So that's a good idea.
Public doesn't get to attend Achievement Days.
Some counties, they can, but not every county.
not in here, yeah. No.
Yeah, we did 12 county coverage, so some counties did.
Okay, we will make that happen. Any other questions? Obviously, I'll keep you updated as best I can. I don't want to have any secrets, because quite honestly, I need your support spreading the word too. Okay? With that, I wanted to jump into Jen, and since now we know what our changes are, she's got a little bit of, want to review what her marketing plan was and what she's done already and will be doing.
All right, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. We actually had a radio ad put together and all set up, ready to go, and we have since pulled it, so we are starting over again. Speaking of Doug, I'll need to get Sawyer Brown's
Promo.
usage promo package.
I got it about an hour ago.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you. We're going to do another Facebook contest here coming up that'll give away a 10-ticket party pack to a couple different shows. Sounds like it'll more than likely be Thursday and Saturday nights as of right now, but we could do something little for Friday as well. And then also they would win a gift card to one of our local establishments prior to that evening. We took out all of our Instagram contesting and an influencer promo. We took out digital advertising. We're going to do a few comp tickets. One of our biggest changes is in print marketing. We are going to send out a 6x11 postcard mailer that's two-sided to everyone that lives in Mitchell and within 30 miles of Mitchell about festival. The postcard is close to being designed, but of course we've had to make some changes. We had scheduled that to go out on the 10th, which is next Monday already. I think that still is okay. I might give an extra day or two just to be sure that everything's okay. But if we do get it sent out and something happens, then
That does not include those choices because they're not part of that.
it does. We did list them on there because it's part of our 26.
Well, and there's certainly advantages to us to having people come to that show.
Oh,
For sure.
absolutely.
And I told Jen, I said, you know, it's print, it's going to cost the same to send it, it's going to take
Right.
some space. So
Right.
we just felt the value was there to use that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
But
there's
it needs to be,
good-
that's my discussion with this Dustin, who said, you know, here's what we're doing, what are you doing? Because either do more or not.
Yep. We took out a billboard. We are going to keep radio with our local stations and then working with one in Sioux Falls. We removed television. We're going to do a little bit of newspaper, and that will wrap up our marketing campaign for this year. So,
Just under half, about half of what was done, what we not,
yeah, well, we'll see. So
Yeah.
I think the plan is solid. It's just we need to make sure all of our ducks in a row before we send it out, and that's ever changing, as we know. So, but the show will go on, some show or another. A show will go on. Do you guys have any questions of me, thoughts? We're going to really ramp up our social media pages, which is free. We're going to do some sponsored ad and booths and whatnot, and Nick's got a lot of traction going on that. I think we'll be okay. I really do. So, and like we talked about before, general admission is so hard. Those people are last minuters. You don't need to get your tickets any in advance if you're getting a JA or GA unless it's people are worried about it selling out, which that could be a good problem.
And honestly, so it doesn't matter if the advertising starts right away. I forgot to send in advertising for the best one, when I was in Georgia. So we had to hurry up and push it all the last 2 weeks, and we ended up with the better edit because it was fresh.
That's kind of how it's looking, is we'll
That's
start,
the
we'll
version.
put a bug in people's ear and then really ramp up the week before.
Well, especially with outdoor, I think it's safer to wait,
Yeah.
and then COVID, of course, but people are going to wait when it's outdoor, especially. They already do it.
I think Jen's got a good plan. We obviously cut way back just because we didn't even know the festival, but I think now we're committed, or Midway's good. If one or the other would have been canceled, you know, absolutely no shows, absolutely no Midway, then our festival certainly would have been in jeopardy. But at this point, we're solid and moving forward. So
Are we having another meeting before festival?
we aren't scheduled for one, but I think it wouldn't be a bad idea that we are allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And call a meeting.
24 hours notice.
Okay, perfect. I would say that's a yes. So look for that. And now, would you prefer over a lunch hour or keep it at 4 o'clock if we had the choice? I'm not saying it could be necessarily a Tuesday even.
You can send out a, whatever it is,
Okay, little doodle?
doodle poll,
Okay, yeah.
whatever
I
that
can-
finger jingle is.
Yes, we'll plan on
There you
that. I'll
go.
pull that together. Okay, Jen mentioned the social media, and if you haven't followed the Corn Palace Facebook page, and Nick and the kids have been doing these TikTok videos, and I got a call on Monday from this lady from Verizon. And Verizon, if you didn't know, owns Yahoo and owns AOL. And she noticed that our TikTok videos have been getting a lot of traction around the country. So, I go, is this for real? She said, who are you with? You know, I'm asking suspicious questions. And anyway, she said, no, I understand. And she says, we just want to know more about the porn. Well, she wanted to ask permission for her to post our TikTok videos and information about the Corn Palace on the trending site of Yahoo and AOL and on their In the Know travel section that they have, which is a special website, In the Know. So she sent us some links so we could review it. It was all legit, and so we sent some, Nick sent some pictures, and here's, so Nick, you want to tell a little more about what you did, and
So the woman's name was Allegra Glazer. She's a video producer and editor for Verizon Media in New York, and we all did the same thing as Doug, just like, is this real or is this some kind of a joke? Like, we really care about Cornelia. But apparently, it is catching a lot of traction. So the video that Doug is going to show you is just kind of a compilation of a couple of our TikToks that she put together. It looks really good. When I just checked it, it had over 109,000 views, which is amazing, obviously. One other thing that Mackenzie Huber, who's she works for the Argus Leader in Sioux Falls. She's a reporter. I couldn't think of it. She put a couple of our TikToks on her Twitter site, or on her Twitter page, and those I think are at 200,000 views or something ridiculous like that. So, yeah. So, and it's funny because our Twitter page in the last 2 days has almost tripled in followers, and people are just, it's because it's just goofy and funny, and it's completely innocent. There's no really anything yucky about anything that we're doing, but it's really catching on. So this is what Allegra Glazer put together.
34 seconds, time to get corny at the world's only corn palace. That's her title. Whoops.
That's the one I saw, yeah.
And then it follows up with a video, which this was concerning to me because who knows what.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice placement.
You,
If you went to intheknow.com, it is on their site there, or if you go to the In the Know Facebook page, it's on there, and I haven't looked at it.
she didn't say when the trending portion and AOL actually has a very good search engine.
There was someone on Twitter, I can't remember that shared it. It was some big, and that's how I saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was. It wasn't AOL. I don't know.
If you use those trending, they literally change out 3 or 4 times a day of what's trending.
Mhm.
So we didn't see it there either, Gene, but yeah. So anyway, kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of on our marketing. I want to move on to the next thing, which will be part of executive session. So I'm going to stop our video, and we'll take this.
Yeah, it is really cool, and it's really bizarre how of course you want to get noticed for your social media stuff, but I mean, we did it as like a joke and a way to kind of keep our concession staff engaged.